were scoreless in a downpour. Max Muncy skied one, and then the Rockies just, of course, let it fall. The Rockies, it's been a rough go. They got swept by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They fall to 32.5 games out of first place, Danny. It is getting late early for the Colorado Rockies.
It's time to scoreboard watch, magic number.
Yeah.
They're in peril.
Luckily, and we looked at, Josh and I were crunching the numbers, they still control their own destiny.
I like that for them.
But they
second half team.
They need.
That's amazing that they still control their own destiny. As bad as they.
But they're
30
the history books are not being kind right now to Colorado. More weird. Best of weird and wonderful. Cardinals are up 7-5. They have a man on second now. There's only one out.
Guy.
Pete Crow Armstrong makes this catch. Now he thinks the inning is over, so he does a little twist here, and no. Win comes all the way home from second to score. The Cubs and the Cardinals split their series 2-2. But Pete Crow Armstrong, you're a Chicago guy. Amazing MVP candidate. He's just out here crushing.
He is the best defensive center fielder in the game. One of the best. Craig Counsell, their manager, said he's the best defensive center fielder he's ever seen.
What?
Yeah, that's right. And he played in the era of Andrew Jones. He will be the starting center fielder for the National League in the All-Star.
Oh, he's in the. He's a MVP candidate, but this
wasn't great.
This is a mistake.
This right here.
A lot of this is on the shortstop because you have to go one out. Right. That is mandatory.
I disagree.
That is mandatory.
There is no excuse.
You have to. Yeah. Wonderful. Royals Rays. Jack Caglione for Kansas City Royals. So we do a lot of Royals highlights. The Royals, unfortunately, cannot win games.
That's the problem.
Royals host the Dodgers this weekend. Ohtani will be on the mound. So if you got $2, head over to Kauffman Stadium and check out the Dodgers. Any seat in the house.
I don't like that bit by you.
What? You don't like that?
I don't like it. It's a little mean.
And you're not even from there.
No, I know, but I was there for 7 years. Was there. A great baseball town. Great baseball fans. It's a little mean.
$4, Wiles.
It's a little, exactly. Put some respect on the action.
USA Costa Rica Sunday at 6 on Fox. Joining us now to preview a must-win game is Rob Stone, who was blurry the last time we checked. So hopefully his Zoom. Yeah. Clear as day. Clear as day.
Yes.
Rob, we've been great in the Gold Cup historically. Of our last 12 Gold Cups, we've won 6 of them. And we're, on a bit of a winning streak now. We had come into this tournament losing 5 straight, but now we've won 2 straight or 3 straight, Josh?
3.
3 straight. Are we on upset alert against Costa Rica?
No.
We're good?
Nope. Okay. No, I mean, you're only on upset alert because it would be an upset if they lost. No, the U.S. should go through, absolutely. The United States, Mexico, Canada, Panama, they're the big 4 in this region of the world. I anticipate all 4 of them advancing Saturday and Sunday to the semifinals, which is next week. And the U.S., if they don't get the win, it'll be a setback. It'll go back to that losing streak that they were on entering this Gold Cup tournament. But I fully expect them to get by Costa Rica. I fully expect them to get to the championship game next Sunday on Fox in Houston. And I fully expect them to start continuing this buildup of momentum. And if you put your ear to the ground, you're hearing the footsteps of the World Cup coming your way next summer, 349 days out from the 2026 FIFA World Cup here in North America. So this tournament is massively important because it replicates, obviously, a tournament-type format, certainly to a lesser scale, whether it's opposition or days or travel than they will encounter at a World Cup. But they need their confidence back up. They need to find talent. They need to get this nation energized about this program again because they've fallen off a bit of a cliff right now. And I think this Gold Cup is serving as a nice little wake-up call to the fan base, also to the player pool. There's a lot of players that are not here with the U.S. men's national team. There's some Wally Pippen going on right now. Nobody likes to get Wally pipped. And I think that's a good thing. If you're not here, well, next man up, right? The old coach talk, next man up. Well, guess what? A lot of guys have stepped up and seized this opportunity this summer, and they have fortified their position on a World Cup spot next summer.
Well, Rob, I was going to ask you what U.S. player needs to have a big game Sunday, but since you're so confident we're going to win, tell me what player you think will carry us on Sunday.
I think there's kind of 4 dudes who have really jumped out through the course of this Gold Cup: Diego Luna, Chris Richards, Malik Tillman, and Patrick Oshamon. So I'll focus on Oshamon because he's a forward, and guess what? Goal scoring is sexy. And I want to give you guys a break from your quarterback conversations that you have to have every day. So let's talk about the quarterbacks, not the number 10, but the guys that really matter in soccer. And it's the dude that scores. And Patrick Oshamon, 6'4", a late bloomer, played at Eastern Connecticut, transferred to University of Rhode Island, kind of found his way, elevated up to a first-round pick by Charlotte in Major League Soccer. And I compare him to one of those guys that you want to be first off the bus. You know those dudes, like those James Harrisons, right? You got James Harrison just kind of glancing at you and staring at you and just putting out evil vibes when you get off the bus. Oshamon's that dude. When he comes off the bus, you're like, oh, that dude's going to be a handful. 6'4", young, nimble, learning his way. Like, I think this summer's been so beneficial to his psyche and to his game where there are moments he clearly makes mistakes just because he doesn't have that much time on the international front, but he has started all 3 games. They've had a long break from the end of group play into Sunday's quarterfinal showdown on Fox against Costa Rica. He's going to get a 4th straight start. He's this guy who's growing into a role. And let's be honest, the U.S. men's national team has been desperately seeking Susan, desperately seeking a goal scorer for a long time. And there's a lot of hope out there that Oshamon can use this window this summer and keep building on it through the course of the fall, the winter, the spring, and then really blossom, hit his stride next summer at the World Cup.
Nice.
Rob, there's always going to be pressure and doubt and second guessing, but with how the U.S. has played so far and how you would expect them to play the rest of the way in this tournament, do you think Pochettino has quieted the doubters?
Yeah, that's a really good question because, he came in having only managed club teams, not national teams. That is 2 completely different jobs, right? If you're in charge of a national team, you only have little pockets of time through the course of the year where you get to see them. And Pochettino right there from Argentina has had really good success on the club level, but this is a big jump. This is a job change. So I think things were a little rocky in the beginning as far as win-loss. And then, the big point, and I think this is what you're talking about, is the players that are missing this summer. Christian Pulisic is the one that attracts the headlines as well. And he made a decision because he's been playing so much soccer, and I agree with him. He's been playing a ton. Body, brain needs a break, particularly with what's coming down the road next summer at the World Cup. But he wanted to dictate his terms, and Pochettino said, time out. My team, I'm the manager. I appreciate listening to you, but I'm the one who's going to tell everybody in this player pool what to do. So I think the fact that Pochettino, the way he went about it and addressed the situation, boom, put his stamp on the club right before this Gold Cup started. So all the players that aren't with the U.S. team right now are watching these games and going, uh-oh, Oshamon keeps scoring. Uh-oh, Tillman looks like he's locked up a spot. Oh, Chris Richards is going to be one of those central defenders next summer. I wonder who's going to be next to him. So all the guys who aren't there, and there's a litany of reasons why they're not here, and many of them are absolutely valid, whether it's injury or FIFA Club World Cup, commitments. So I think this summer's been a big success for Pochettino. He's getting clarity. He understands guys who can and can't do the job for him next summer. Again, all of this is with the glasses of looking to next summer. The Gold Cup is a massively important part of it, but it's about succeeding next summer at the World Cup.
Tillman has been on fire. He's our leading goal scorer this Gold Cup. Josh put up a graphic of his last 10 games, even with his club. He's been hot. 3 goals, as I mentioned, in the Gold Cup. What have you made of his run? Do you think he's going to be able to continue it all the way through the World Cup as well?
100%. Yeah, I think he's been probably the big winner. He's a guy that you're going to watch. He's a guy that you're going to want to know next summer. He started every game. He has become absolutely central to all of their success. And it's not just on the offensive end. His work rate is really impressive. His intelligence is fantastic. He's won the Dutch club title the last 2 seasons with PSV Eindhoven. It's attracted the attention of German clubs. Bayer Leverkusen is now in pursuit. This is the guy that you're going to look at and go, oh, I remember him last summer at the Gold Cup when he kind of had this breakout type summer. I and a lot of other people thought that he was being undervalued coming into this tournament and that he was going to open up a lot of eyes, and he's clearly done that. The manager, Mauricio Pochettino, has singled him out numerous times through the course of this tournament, basically saying, how intelligent he is, how his game works with the way I want to play. He is an absolute winner this summer, and you 100% are going to see him more next summer.
Nice.
So you said you expect us to get to the championship game next Sunday. Do you expect us to win it? And if we do, how would that would that get rid of the negative vibes that were around this team going into the Cup?
Yeah, so if they lose Sunday, I think the negative vibes come back, right? We've only been away from it for about a week and a half or so, and winning can only, heal so many wins. So 3 wins against programs like Trinidad, Tobago, Saudi Arabia, Haiti. These are nations we should be beating, right? I could be on the field and we should be beating them, right? Now it steps up. Costa Rica, step up. Canada, if they get through, step up. Mexico, ideally in the final. That's a step up. If you get through this gauntlet, then you're saying, oh, you can get that chest out a little bit more and say, we're okay. We're going to be all right. Maybe it was just some early growing pains, and now we're going to get the reinforcements coming back from Europe and the guys who are healthy. We get through this, I feel much, much better about next summer. Excellent. Rob, thank you for being with us. We're going to have more of you on all through the year as we lead up to the World Cup. Coverage Sunday at 6, USA, Costa Rica. Rob, thank you very much. You got it, guys. Have a great weekend. You too.
Thanks, Rob.
More First Things First after the break. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, it is.
It's a rare thing when someone you've been with for so long finds a way to